This is eCommerce Uncensored. Brought to you by Fast Forward Unlimited. We're coming to you fully loaded and exposed with all the strategies and techniques for growing your e-commerce business.
Hey everyone, and thanks for joining us on another episode of eCommerce Uncensored. This is episode 109. My name's Kevin Manel, and I'm here with
Jason Caruso.
Hi, Jason.
What's up, Kevin Manel? We have another week gone with our lovely and awesome new employees.
Yeah.
Employees?
Yeah.
I don't know.
New studio.
Yeah, new people.
Overall.
We're never really were good at being like employees or like.
No, I don't like it.
Right.
We got a dog now. Malish. Malish?
Malish.
We got a Russian
It's
dog.
a Russian dog. You got to hear it. It barks in Russian.
Iди sюда.
You ever hear a dog bark in Russian? It's different.
Yeah, I don't think it understands Russian either, man.
I know he's been like telling it to come over in Russian, and the dog's like looking at him like he's an idiot. Like, huh? He's like, no, you come here. I'm not coming over there.
Yeah. I was watching a video on Facebook the other day, and it was a comedian, and he said the best way to get out of a mugging is if the mugger comes up to you, you just fake a Russian accent. If you're a white guy,
right?
Because the scariest white guys are Russian dudes.
Right.
I don't know how I can't do a good Russian accent.
I saw something like, I can't say what I'm going to say. I'll tell you guys that. I'll tell you after the show. But anyway, today we're going to talk about something. We're going to go in a little different direction than normal, right? You guys know we talk about it all the time that we are also, besides the podcast, we have an agency, a marketing agency. And as of late, we've been growing quite quickly to a point where we just couldn't handle the work anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
And I tried. I always try to do everything
Well,
pretty much myself.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to do so much that nothing got done.
Exactly.
Right?
I hate that when you feel so busy, but you just sit there and just stare at like a pad.
Yeah, and something that I think you're starting to finally
Understand
or realize. Yeah, is like even though you can do all the work, it may not be the smartest thing to do. The best thing for the business.
I think being an entrepreneur, that's like one of the hardest things to do is to like give up. I don't want to say give up, but like
control.
Take up control. Yeah, give up control.
Give up control.
Of
Because you are a
everything.
control freak.
I am a little bit.
A friggin' control freak. I've never seen someone that.
I'm gonna take a poll with the audience.
No.
With the office.
No. They see you now after I indoctrinated you for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, you were bad. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about this because this is a lesson that we've learned recently, and I think that even if you're a one-man band, or maybe you have a couple people working for you or whatever, it's a very, very important lesson that we're going to talk about today. But before we do, we have to talk about our favorite. I keep saying email marketing platform, and everybody gets mad at me.
Who gets mad at you?
It's a relationship building.
It's an email marketing platform, but it goes much deeper than that.
Yes, they have all these like cool things on it, like predictive analysis and behavioral emails. Somebody visits this page, send them an email about the product that they were just visiting. I mean, it's kind of crazy stuff. It's really crazy, but I was just talking to somebody. I forgot who it was, and a guy's like, "Yeah, I was using MailChimp, and I hired this agency, and they brought me over to this crazy platform called Klaviyo." I'm like, dude, that is the best platform. He's like, yeah, but like it does like weird stuff. I'm like, that's exactly right. That's what it's supposed to do. And it's supposed to make you money without you put time in up front. But after that, it kind of does all the work for you.
And it just works, man. I mean, we just hooked it up to a Shopify store, and it's just like, it just pulls the information.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
There.
Yeah, so if you go to
Super simple.
eCommerceUncensored.com, /email. You must, I mean, if you haven't signed up for it yet, I really don't know what the hell you're waiting for. You should just go there and do it. Even if you take some of your contacts, like just take like 200 contacts and just go over to Klaviyo. It's free up to the first 250 and play around with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And a new store, we just launched a new store, and it's, you hook it up. We're not paying anything for it right now, and it's pulling in all the abandoned carts.
Right.
And we're sending them out through Klaviyo instead of the Shopify, which is kind of, limited.
Right.
To some extent.
Exactly. So eCommerceUncensored.com /email. Also, our Facebook group, it's growing. eCommerceUncensored.com /Facebook. It'll redirect you to our group.
Yeah.
Now, let's get into our topic. We for the past 3 years or so, I don't want to say every single episode, but a good portion of them have been about actual techniques or tactics.
Or stuff that we do.
Yes. But we thought that we would shift gears a little bit for this episode because we are learning a very valuable lesson. And this is as I speak in front of all of our new people.
The people who are kind of teaching us that lesson as we speak more and more every day. Yeah,
and that is, leveraging resources, right? People think of like our new Brianna, our new web designer, has her own little e-commerce store. I spoke about it last episode. And, she may think that she's the only resource that she has and that she has to do everything. But there are websites like Upwork or Fiverr or, any like a Design Pickle. I mean, there are all these like platforms that you can actually leverage for very, very, cheap or inexpensive, right?
Yeah, and it gives you always say it. It gives you the opportunity to work on the business instead of in the business.
Yes.
When you can have people that, value people that can help you do kind of, these smaller tasks, I guess. I don't want to say smaller, but these other tasks that need to get done that then you can take your time and it's more valuable somewhere else.
Yeah, and also you can work on the things that you're good at. So like you outsource the things that you're not so good at. Like for example, me, I'm not like a good designer. Like I have no interest in it. I like working with designers. I just am not one.
But you did them. Like for the first 3 years, you would just jump into Photoshop. You try to put something together.
Right, and it would take me 4 hours to do something that a real designer can do in about 5 minutes.
Well, we said Tamara is like...
Oh, Tamara is, pretty amazing.
So quick.
I'm ready to get her to sign a contract for when she graduates college.
No, we're trying to get her to quit college, remember?
Yeah, I asked her to drop out of college because college is worthless. Well, yeah, I mean, I have a $60,000 college loan from Marist College, and I used zero of it. And how about you? Have you used yours?
No, not at all. I mean, I got a degree in graphic design, so I learned how to use the programs, but I told her, I was like, listen, we're going to pay you
to learn. Right. You're
paying them
a lot of money
to teach you.
Right.
A lot of money.
Right. I mean, if she wants, like she's telling us she has contests in the class about like their designs, she can come here and create contests for herself.
Tamara, I can write a note to your parents if you'd like. Is that cool?
So one thing that we're learning, and I have a fellow Italian working with me in the marketing department, Tiffany, who is doing the things that like I really like I shouldn't be doing.
Man, I can't tell you how many times that I've looked into those reporting softwares.
Why don't you tell the story before you? Yeah. No, so she's doing reports for us.
She's doing these. Like I would go on Facebook and it knows that what I am, so it shows me these ads for these easy reporting softwares. I'm like, I always save them. I send them to myself, and I'm like, I'm gonna look at that later.
Right.
3 months go by, and that email is still unread in my email, and I just never get a chance to look at it. So to think about the fact that she spent the day today, researching that and finding the best options to use and figuring out the platform is like beyond valuable to us.
And not only that, she's learning.
Yeah.
Right? She's going into Facebook, she's looking at the campaigns, and she's looking at the ad sets, and she's learning without really sitting there trying to learn.
Right.
Right. She's actually
learning by doing.
Right. Exactly. And one thing that I think that's really taught, I mean, honestly, like I've had my own businesses in the past, but I've done them like you know, like maybe I have more, I'd have like 2 employees or something, and we were so overloaded that like, like it was just like bog.
Mm-hmm.
We just get bogged down. And with these guys coming in here, it's been such like an eye opener that, we can do so much more if we're not doing those, quote unquote, the things that are not growing the business.
Yeah.
Right. Like Tamara's handling all of our like design, even though Paul is a designer. We have so much of it, like our own website, like our own rebranding, like we would have never done that.
And I'm the kind of guy who, I mentioned this earlier, is like even though I had Paul's a designer like myself, I would get a project from a client and I would just be like, you know what? It'll just take me, if I just do it, it'll be faster.
Right.
Instead of going to him and maybe having to explain it to him for a few minutes and having him do it, in the long run, you're going to be able to save yourself some time and do the things that matter, not matter more, but like double the amount of work, because he could be doing that and you can be doing something else that's more valuable to the business.
Well, we are very good at coming up with ideas. Like this whole rebranding that Tamara is basically taking the lead on, that's like at least 6 months old.
Yeah.
She's been in here for two or 3 weeks. Right?
Well, I think we, said it in passing that we wanted a new logo like on Monday, and now it's Friday and we have new business cards with new logos on them.
Right. I mean, you have Brianna doing our website over. You have Tamara doing the actual rebranding. You have Tiffany helping us with the reporting and the marketing stuff. I mean, it used to be that you and I would be on the phone all day, and then at the end of the day, we'd be like, we did no work.
It's about finding the right people, too.
Yes.
We have had some clowns.
We have.
In the past.
This is probably one of our better groups.
That kind of trained me to be that way, I think. And it's a way I've carried on, and I think...
Oh, we have Albert. We talk about these 3, but you guys know Albert, though. Well, I will say, guys, you guys and Albert, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but these guys have helped you step up your game. They have. And not just Albert. Paul. I mean, everybody is kind of, stepped up their game.
Well, this podcast, for instance, I would go home, 11 o'clock at night, I'd be editing video and a podcast when I could be, doing something for a client or strategizing for a client or
paying me more.
Trying to find a new client. Those kinds of things that have helped tremendously. And just the stress level of not doing those things.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think that's the biggest part of it. My I always talk about my friends. Like, I have the unique I don't know what I would call it, but a lot of my friends are very, very, very successful entrepreneurs. And I learn a lot from them. And one of them said to me, he says, Jason, you have to pay for your freedom. And I never really understood what he meant. You got to pay for your freedom. He said, like, if you don't invest into your business and if you don't, like, pay people to help you do the work, you're going to be attached to the business 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as entrepreneurs, we think that's what we're supposed to do. Like, you listen to the Gary V's of the world, like, they're like, constantly. But I'll tell you, man, like, aside from the awesome work they're doing, the stress level, I feel like, has come down from, like, I can't sleep at night to, like, I'm snoring like a baby at 10:15.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yesterday. It's like I'm leaving for Aruba in the morning, and normally I'd be kind of like this whole week be out of my mind.
Yes.
And worry about things. I mean, you coming in was a huge relief for me. I was able to go away, and it was less stressful for me to go away. But now it's like I can rely on people who I know things will get done while I'm not here.
I think there is a lot. I think there's a lot to be said for having the right people. But I think, like, for people who are listening to this, right? Like, you can get so much more done if you leverage the resources that you have, right? Like even if it's you have an extra $500 a month, like hire some people on Fiverr, hire some people on Upwork. Let them do, like, sure, you can sit in Photoshop maybe and come up with a banner, but like you can probably get 10 banners done for a few $100s, and you'd get like your life, you'd get that time back.
Yeah, like we tasked Tiffany and Albert to go into Excel, is that right? Excel, and fill out these report documents that we put together for them. Go from Facebook ads to Google ads and input the numbers one by one. And instead, we found this new program. It's $240 a month. It's not necessarily cheap for, a small business, but just think about the things that they're going to be able to do. They can obviously keep an eye on it and monitor it, make sure it's pulling the right data.
Well, it's going to take.
But they can spend their time on more valuable things like strategizing or developing content or something like that.
Yeah, and I think because I don't want to spend $230 or $40 a month on that, but the time that it's going to save Tiffany, and then she can come learn other things and then do Facebook stuff and then do Google. I mean, like, it's so worth the investment when you realize what it gives you back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Automating things. You're learning it now. All about this automation. As
Yeah,
many things as you can do.
And not automation in email. I mean, I knew automation in email, but like automating the business, like the proposal process. Like it takes us days to do a proposal, if not longer. Like there's ways to automate that process.
It kind of stifles. Stifles means stop or pause. Stifle. When you stifle something. Yeah. Stifle the process of getting new clients because that proposal stage is coming. You're like, proposal's coming.
Yeah, and we hated doing proposals.
Yeah. I still hate doing them.
Yeah, me too. But I'll tell you though, I'll say some of the I will say, having more people here, it's more enjoyable to come and work with a team than to work with you two schmucks. Like, but seriously, like I think it's so much more enjoyable where we can like sit around with Brianna or sit around with Tamara or sit around with Tiffany and Albert and be like, okay guys, let's do this as a team. Like let's figure this all out together. Where like before it was just like, before Albert got here, it was just like us three, and we would like sit and stare at each other and like get overwhelmed. Now Albert produces the whole podcast. Mm-hmm. He literally produces all the podcasts and does all the social media. Brianna does all the web design. Tamara and Paul are doing all our design. Tiffany, it's a little different story with Tiffany because, it's a learning curve for her, but she's learning how to do Facebook. She's learning how to do the reports. I just got distracted because Brianna was dancing over there. No, I just saw you, like I was talking, I saw you start dancing. I'm like, I don't worry about you guys with work. But anyway.
Well, I guess it's different too. Like if you're in a position to hire a bunch of people, like obviously, you can bring in help, but there's so many other things that you can do as well that don't involve like bringing staff on.
Yeah, but you have to there is going to be a level of uncomfortableness, right? Like, yes, we are a bigger business than most people are who are listening, except the client we got from listening to our podcast, who's a $700 million company that we are not that big. But there, even for us, I mean, there's a different shock to the system when you have 4 other people that you're not used to paying every week, right? Not that we're a business, we have the money coming in, but I'm just saying it's a little uncomfortable.
Right.
And even for the one-man band, but you have to invest into your business. Like I said, the peace of mind, I feel like I'm coming in every day, and instead of doing nothing, we have a team here now, who is handling stuff. We're dealing with the clients. I'm dealing I'm doing the stuff that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing,
right? Which
is really nice. And I think that it the one person shop can learn a lot from that too, just outsourcing whatever you can.
Even the podcast, I got an email just today about some guy. I don't know how good it was or if it was just spam or not, but he was like, I'll produce your podcast for you. I'll edit it. I'll do your video. $45 it was or something like that. But things like that you can find along the way that can help cut those little things out.
Yes.
Fiverr's, I mean, we would have never had like an intro to our podcast if we didn't hire Fiverr.
Right.
Or the animation that we did on our videos.
I heard somebody say this, and I don't know who it was, but this is stuck with you like it's stuck with me. Somebody said millionaires or billionaires, I'm not sure who it was. Millionaires don't focus on the money that they're spending. They worry about focusing on making more money. Or they focus more on making money rather than the money that they're spending, right? Like, it's really easy to be like, oh my God, like, I'm spending $1,000 on this. I'm spending $500 on that. Like, you shouldn't be concerned with that. You have to invest in your business. Focus on making money and don't worry about, I'm not saying like spend, foolishly, but the top earners and the most successful people, they don't worry about what they're spending. They worry about what they're making and how they can make more.
Right on. And it's uncomfortable at first.
It is. But I wanted to leave everybody with that because I think I'll tell you, man, for me, it's changed the way I think of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, completely flip-flops the pressure from you spending, like, outflow of money to, wait a minute, like, yeah, like, I'm going to spend it. I'm not going to worry about it, though. Let me worry about how I'm going to make more. Right?
I thought you just wanted to focus on playing golf.
I do. In fact, I told Brianna the other day that she and everybody else, which I don't know how true this is, but what I said to you, Brianna? About me and Kevin playing golf?
Oh, that you want to be comfortable enough to leave us.
Yes. I want all you guys to run the show so Kevin and I can go play golf.
Don't worry, I'll never be able to just cut it loose.
It's something that I'm working on with him. But anyway, so I hope this is, like I said, it's a little bit different than what we normally do, but it's been a tremendous lesson for us, and we love these guys, and we really have a good group of people here, and you never know what's going to happen if you get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Jay. That was awesome.
It was good.
Yeah.
Did I inspire you?
You did.
Okay.
You inspired me to go to Aruba tomorrow. And
How's that scotch?
the scotch is good, man.
Yeah.
Macallan's 12.
Is it done?
Yeah, no.
No.
Still there.
Yeah.
I'll have to get another bottle. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been episode 109. We didn't mention Klaviyo at the end of this episode.
Oh, eCommerce.uncensored.com/email. Sign up for Klaviyo. Start creating some real relationships with your customers.
Yes,
they will
sir.
pay you back in the end.
Absolutely. That's one of those tools. It's like you don't even have to invest in it at the beginning.
Right. Matter of fact, you don't have to buy it until it makes you money.
Right. It's
How's
a no-brainer.
That is a no-brainer.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Check us out at eCommerceUncensored.com. And you can check our videos out on Facebook, Albert's telling me. Facebook.com/eCommerceUncensored.
Instagram.
Instagram at eCommerceUncensored. Check it all out. Talk to you guys real soon.
Later.